Yes, hello out there, and welcome everyone to episode 232 of Convincing Idiots. That's right, this week on the show we are going to be discussing all kinds of pop culture topics, such as Charles' entertainment cheese and the changes that are on the horizon for him and his merry friend of animatronics, as well as Cheeto Zard. That's right. And finally, Mr. James Bond might be seeing a recast. We will be discussing our most likely and unlikely renditions of Mr. Bond. And for our final segment, we are putting together our versions of a Fantastic Four lineup with celebrities. So, without further ado, let's start the show.
You guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
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 What do you call it again?
Convincing idiots.
Convincing idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean. They call me the Zennial or Captical.
Brian Gen X.
And I am Millennial Nick, and we are Convincing Idiots. That's right, a podcast of three friends representing three separate, unique, and wonderful generations. We get together here each and every week to discuss all things nerd and pop culture and just all in all happenings that are going on about this crazy world on a daily basis. So if you've not already done so, feel free to find us on all of your favorite social media accounts. We are available on them for you. You can find links to that by going to Google and typing in Convincing Idiots Linktree, that's LINKTREE, and there you can find not only links to our social media accounts, but as well as a link to our merch store. That's right, there is Convincing Idiots merchandising for you to proudly display how much you love hearing these three angelic voices each and every week. There is also a link to where you can subscribe to this podcast each and every week, and you can also find a link to our website, or you could, of course, just go there directly if your heart desires. That is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. That's right. So we appreciate your support, and we appreciate being able to inhabit your ear holes on a weekly basis. So we join you tonight for episode 232 of Convincing Idiots. So, Brian, what's going on, my brother?
Well, I was sick last week, so we took a break last week. I feel like I've been sick more than well since Christmas time. You feel like that, or if you guys that go through a stint like that, where you can't seem to get well.
No,
I have that.
Our age, we're fine. We're like real strong and stuff.
Mhm.
But by all means, Brian, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see that. Just busy at work. This past weekend was nice, starting to feel better. Allie and I did venture out, had a nice dinner at Johnny J's over in Springfield. Have you been to Johnny J's? Like a chain, they have a couple around
Yeah,
here.
we've been there.
Yep.
I don't know about the
Yep.
Springfield one, but we've
There's
been
one
to
at
a
the
Johnny
Falls.
J's.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Chicago Falls one. Yeah.
I tell you what, they have surprisingly good food. You know, that's just, I don't know
More
if surprisingly
surprisingly,
good,
they had an early bird special that you could go to.
but
Well, we just opened, sir, but if we could probably get the kitchen fired up for you, if that's what you're looking for.
no, but they have like a Jameson whiskey glaze steak and shrimp meal with two sides, and for $30. I mean, that's very reasonable. You know,
Sure.
Tons of Irish beer on tap and different varieties and everything. It's a
Yeah,
nice
good
place,
job.
great service. Well, I'm just saying. And then went down the street to the Hop
Must
and
be
Frog.
fucking nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll get out. We'll get out there. We'll get out there. We stopped at the Hop and Frog afterwards. Got a brew path stamp and enjoyed that. Always liked that place. Always
Yeah,
just top
that's a cool
notch
place.
beer.
Yeah.
Still some of the best beer in town. You know.
That's one of the first breweries I think I went to.
Sure.
And that like I had craft beer outside of like, Thirsty Dog. We grew up with that in the area, and then like Great Lakes. But yeah, Hop and Frog was one of I think the first like craft breweries I think I ever like went to.
Yeah, definitely one of the older ones around here for sure. I think it might be the first in the area, but at least it took off big anyway. And last night, and just Joey went out. He's out of town for work. And I made plans with my daughter, lovely daughter Peyton. Just her and I haven't had just a night one-on-one in way too long, right? So just a very nice time. Just she and I went to Swenson's, ate it there in the parking lot, just talked the whole time. Went back and played a Rummy Cube that we used to play when she was a kid. I bought her a game to have at the house there. We haven't played it in a long time. So just a real nice, fills the heart up. You know what I mean? So
Nice.
real nice. Yeah, so that's good. I'm looking forward to the weekend, see folks on the weekend and everything. Have another Bond Bourbon night tomorrow at the house. And then, of course, St. Patrick's Day is coming. Of course, when this drops, it will be St. Patrick's Day.
You can listen to this while you're drinking for St. Patrick's Day. That's right.
That's right. So happy St. Patrick's Day to all our listeners.
Like you guys did, but
Do what now?
That's it.
I
You
did
don't have
not
anything
put
green?
that together.
Yeah, I did not put that together.
I got my tattoo. Look,
There you go.
I did
shamrock,
not put that together.
motherfuckers.
There you go. Well, keep it going, Dean. How you doing, sir? How you hanging in there?
I'm well. I'm going about life. There's fucking nothing. Oh no, we did a murder mystery party.
Oh yeah, yes.
Weeks ago.
Great.
Megan's mother put it on, and she puts the whole deal into it with the dinners and the motif. It was a New Orleans
Mardi Gras.
situation. Yeah, Mardi Gras situation. I was, I think I was a lawyer.
Yes.
Spoiler alert: I was the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian, if you go in onto our socials, I don't know if we posted on our socials, but I know our personal ones we did. Brian was a jazz musician, so he bought a whole shiny shirt. He played the trombone. I have a bit of it on our socials of him playing
very
the trombone.
briefly. Mm-hmm.
And then or the Patreon, he does the rusty one, but it's all very good. He did a fantastic job. We all had a good time.
Yes.
I love the idea of just getting a character. I've never been an actor, but once you start,
You pretend to be a podcaster each and every week. I wouldn't sell yourself short.
And I pretend to be funny, and I fake all of that. But no, I get into that. You kind of get into character. It was like a New Orleans character, and it's fun. You do the voice. You kind of get into the whole situation. I love to do it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, delicious food, drinks.
Yep. She made because the you can get these it's not a board game, but like it's in a box.
I was going to ask how that works. Like, how do you buy a kit kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a kit that you get at like a game store or whatnot, and it gives you not only the whole game process, but it also gives you a motif to decorate your house with. It gives you a whole all the everything to make, all the food from like appetizers to drinks to main course to desserts.
So it's like a party planner in a box, kind of like put it together with instructions and everything. That's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, she does about it once a year now. This I think I've been part of like 4, maybe, I don't know, but it's a lot of fun. And then what else? Just work wise, I've learned to drop off food for fucking money. Other than that, that's my life, baby.
Nice.
Oh, and I just got back from Sully's tonight, Irish Bar in Medina.
Oh yes, nice place.
Yeah. So Mike, Lynn's husband, she's out of town, so he invited Megan and I out to join them on Thursday night just to have some beers and some nice Irish food, and so
Where's Megan's mom?
Indiana with her sister.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good.
So got back here, pulled up the old podcast, and it's time to start slurring words.
There you go. Get after it.
Nikolai, what are you up to, baby?
Not much, man. Just busy as shit with everything. Like, just fucking work's crazy, like Brian said, and fucking after work is crazier. There's just more shit going on. So, kids doing their activities. DI, we got Oliver doing baseball now, so that's a lot of fun. He's
How's
really
that going?
enjoying that so far. Really good.
wow.
Yeah, we've had 3 practices now. And
Okay.
he's really enjoyed it. And he's got they put together one for tomorrow night as well, and he's actually excited to go.
Good.
So I'm like,
How
that's
is he
good. That's
doing?
the first.
Like
That's
catching,
so-
hitting,
oh,
he's
yeah.
good.
I mean, literally, we're coming from bare bones. Like he's never
Sure.
done any of it, and just in the sessions that we're having, like I can see how much better his throws getting, how much more confident he's getting, like
Awesome.
making catches and stuff. So still a long way to go. And there's a couple other kids on his team that are beginner level as well. So he's not the only one. So it's a good environment. And then there's other kids on the team that you can tell have been playing for a while.
Diving for catches yet.
We're not there yet. No, we're not there yet.
All right, maybe
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, maybe next
All
week.
right.
Yeah, so that's going really good. But yeah, this weekend was very productive. Got a lot done. Got new tires on my car. Got what else did I do this weekend? I got a fence put up to keep my little sweet boy, the dog, in. To keep him. He's got his own little doggo park in the back where we can just let him out the back door now, and everything's enclosed, nice and secure. I got an extra roll of chicken wire around the gate that I put up just as extra protection, and it kind of looks like a little dog penitentiary. It's kind of nice. It's very sweet.
Sure.
Yeah, so he's not going
Keep
fucking
the kids
anywhere.
in, too.
Oh.
I like
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette,
All right.
Yeah,
pacing back and forth.
out on the yard, lifting weights and shit. Yeah,
I remember what it was like on the outside.
yeah. So that's good. Productive weekend. Got to go to the Monsters game.
Right out there.
Yeah. And I went to the hockey game in Cleveland on Saturday too. That was fun. They had a meet and greet with the players. So
Nice.
after the game, kids, like of a certain age could go and go to the wait in line and meet the players and stuff like that, which was really cool. And they had them in different sections. So you got to, we left the third period about 10 minutes early just so we could get down there because there's a couple, real popular players that you knew they were going to have a really long line. So we got to meet all the big players and stuff. It was really cool. I think, yeah, and we got Oliver.
Get a chance to meet a professional.
Yeah. And the cool
actual
thing is,
player. How
yeah,
do you think the Monsters felt about meeting you?
right, yeah, I know. They were like, is that you play in Canton? Is that
Yeah.
that's the house that's the rink that Nick Schaefer built, right? That's how they know.
You signed all their stuff, I would assume.
Yeah. Of course, I like to give back.
Time people, but
yeah, well, hockey's given me so much that I like to give a little back sometimes.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Good.
Have we seen you play at 10 p.m. to midnight?
That's you, right?
Yes. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, you may have. Yes.
Not a West Coast broadcast. Legitimately, puck drops at 10:30 on East Coast time. Yeah.
She said bullshit. I knew it was you.
Yeah, but that was really cool. We got the kids some pennants, and they got to meet 10 of the players each and stuff like that. So it was really cool. And that's the other cool thing too is some of those guys, there's AHL is kind of crazy, minor league hockey, because there's some guys that they've been to the show and now they're they're on contracts and they're getting older and they're just riding out their contracts and their days playing the AHL. And there's also a developmental league too. So there's guys that have been drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets that are up and comers that aren't quite ready yet. So they're getting their reps in the AHL. So there's a guy right now named Luca Del Belbaluz, who's a really popular Monsters player.
Fun name.
Yeah. And a good Ontario boy. We got to meet him, but he is the kid. He looked like 12 when we met him, but I think he's 22 years old, 21.
Podcast.
Yeah, but that guy could, we got his autograph on it. That guy could end up being a real, good player for the Blue Jackets at some point. So it's pretty cool. Another thing, the flip side of that coin, I really enjoyed while I was standing in line. Some of the adults and how upset they were that they weren't allowed to be in line to meet the players. So we're standing in line for Trey Fix-Wolansky. He is the all-time Monsters leading point scorer, period, ever. He's scored the most points with the Monsters in franchise history. So we're standing in line for him. We're about 10 people back, and, the boys are done, playing and getting their showers and stuff, waiting for him to come up. And I see this guy. He looks like he's probably about my age, honestly. He's probably 38 to 40, something like that. He's got a middle part, and he's just kind of standing there like he looks mad. He's waiting for someone else to go through a line, and he's talking to one of the guys on the end that's waiting, and he goes, back in the day, they used to do 5, 6, 7 of these per season, and now they do it just this once. And it was for everybody. It wasn't even just for kids. Like, everybody was allowed to meet him. He was so upset that he was not to be, he was older than, 12, 13 years old and was not allowed to meet the players. I found that very entertaining. So, but yeah, just interesting group. But I remember meeting the old Cleveland Lumberjacks, and I to this day have a jersey that's autographed by all of them. And I, actually have a picture right behind me on the wall of the old Cleveland Lumberjacks autograph that I got when I was a kid. So, maybe the kids will hang on to that forever. So it was a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. That man has zero going on. Zero outside that hockey, outside the arena, probably.
Yeah.
Who else? But who else has something going on?
Who does?
Nick, because it was his birthday a couple days ago. So
it's not a Blake ad read.
No, we are going to wish Nicholas a happy birthday.
Thank you. That's almost as good as a Blake ad read. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Nicholas. You are
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I am 37. Yep.
37.
37
boy.
ripe years old.
Happy
That's right.
birthday, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are the apple of Brian's eye.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Good enough for me. Thank you.
That's right. Happy birthday, brother.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Very good. Well, we didn't mention, what are you boys drinking this evening, sir? Nick, what are you having?
I am having one of my birthday gifts from Robin. I've had it before, but not in a very long time. And I'm drinking Left Hand Brewing's Nitro Milk Stout this evening.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
She also got me a Southern Tier Brewing. It's a strawberry shortcake beer. It's 8.6%. And that is, I had to have one of those the night I got it. It was quite good.
Sounds good. Dean, how about you?
I am drinking a good old-fashioned Sam Adams Cold Snap.
There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, it is.
You can never go wrong. It comes out only this time of year and delicious. But you can only have a couple because I don't know what the percentage is. Well, it actually really doesn't even matter because, you shouldn't drink and drive. But if you do and you get in trouble,
make sure to call Aaron Blake. He loves getting those.
Well, he's not a lawyer.
I bet he could be if he put his mind to it.
That's right. I think you're right.
I know I'm right on that. He could absolutely. He could do anything. Do anything he sets his mind to.
Before any of that, you should have called Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance.
Before you drink and drive, call Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance.
Twice the Nick has tried to drag me into this, so I will. I'll go with the Blake Insurance Group. Is an independent agency here located in Barberton, Ohio.
I just don't want you to procrastinate. I want you to get it out of the way now.
I appreciate you. It comes with your older age and wisdom.
I'm becoming very wise.
That's right. They offer personal care with support for all your insurance needs. If they provide auto, home, business, and life insurance, you give Aaron a call. He'll treat you with the honesty and decency that you deserve. Call Blake Insurance at 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And when you do, tell them that the idiot sent you, especially the persistent Nikolai.
Tell them Nick made me read the ad, so you had to call.
That's right. Brian, what are you drinking?
About the only type of beer this time of year for me. Good old Conway's Irish Ale.
I've got about 4 left in my fridge. I'm saving them for Monday. I was going to drink one tonight. I'm like, no, I'm saving them for Monday.
Yes, can't go wrong. Well, Nick, let's come back to you. Have you watched or heard or anything you wish to recommend in Idiot Reviews, sir?
Well, I have not watched a ton, but I will review. I started watching. I'm actually behind a little bit. So season 4 of Shoresy just started. And I realized I missed all of the third season. Like it just apparently, I don't feel like it's been a year since I watched it, but picked back up on the third season of that. And once again, I love that show. It's so good. I can't get enough of it. And it's such an easy watch because it's only 6 episodes and, 3 hours you knock out a season. So it's such a good fucking show. So funny. And then continuing on with the Dad Shows The Youths of Today Comedy Classics series, sat down with the kiddos on Saturday night, and we watched, or Sunday night rather, Dumb and Dumber. They had not seen that one yet, and obviously they're familiar with Jim Carrey, from the Sonic movies and stuff like that.
They like it.
Yeah,
because I showed Carter months ago.
Yeah, they loved it. They both loved it. They both sat there and watched the whole thing and absolutely loved it. I was at first because it wasn't like belly laughing, and there was a couple times where I would looked over at Oliver. I was like, "Do you get that joke? Do you get what?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I understand." I'm like, "Okay." And then after it was over, so
I understand, Father. It's just not very amusing. Thank you very much.
That's what I got.
Well, I was explaining to him what they did with Seabass at the diner because I didn't know that he would catch what they had done, because I'm like, they don't pay, they're not adults, they don't pay bills, or they don't. Do they get that? Do they understand what they're doing there?
We at the time, but we got it. But it's a different generation.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I understood in that. I was like, oh, they thought they go over there thinking, we're going to buy yours, and I just kind of thought maybe they won't really get that, but Oliver obviously is 9 years old and especially enjoyed the police officer drinking the bottle of urine when he pulled him over. He thought that was pretty good, and then
I thought that would get Carter too, but no.
Yeah, Lane really enjoyed the there's a part where Jim Carrey, Lloyd is in the mirror and he's planning what he's going to say to Mary, and he's like, Mary,
right,
I've never felt this way about anyone, and look at me, you got me talking like a little schoolboy. And he was like, a schoolboy that desperately wants to make sweet, passionate love to you. And then when he gets out there and talks to her, he fumbles the bag and is falling all over himself. He's like, Mary, I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy. And that was by far his favorite fucking part. But they both really liked it. Yeah. And the next day, even Lane was like, you know what? He's like, I think that was up there. That was one of my favorite. I think he said only after the Santa Claus is that his favorite movie. He really enjoys the Santa Claus, but yep, he really liked Dumb. They both like Dumb and Dumber a lot, and they both sat there and very intently watched the whole thing and enjoyed it. So it was good time.
Carter was more of the, I understand where they were trying to make jokes.
It's like me watching Airplane. It's like I just don't think it's that funny.
What it was.
Right.
It felt like that. I kept looking over and he's like, you can tell him nodding as acknowledging, yes, that's where the joke is. I understand the joke. It's funny, but I'm not gonna. It's not laugh funny.
Right. Yeah.
And the one after he goes, yeah, it was all right. It was fine.
Yeah. You're like, I just offered you one of the greatest of my time. I don't know what else to do.
Right.
That's what I told him, because I was like,
prostate okay? That was a pretty rough toilet scene there, Father.
Right. That should have been any child's favorite scene.
He really should follow up with a family doctor in the morning.
Right.
His family physician should be aware of his condition.
What sort of grade is that plunger? Maybe he could get it out. Let's take a look.
That's funny. I can picture Carter that way. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be raising a little Brian?
Yes, watching Carter watch Dumb and Dumber.
I see what they were trying to do there.
Like watching Brian watch this goddamn
poor Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
Anything else, Nick?
No, that was all that pretty much I've watched, other than just a bunch of hockey, and that's it.
We do want to we've talked about, we want to show the kids different classic comedies to see what sticks, obviously.
Sure.
And the one we've been talking about is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh no.
I don't think that didn't hold up for me. It's not going to be funny to them, I don't think.
They won't get that at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get it until
you do what you want. You do what you want, but that's I
don't think she'll get it. He would have more of an opportunity to get it than she would.
He might. You know what? That's an interesting experiment. I
That's what I'm
want to
saying.
hear.
I'd
I want
like
to hear how he
see-
reacted. He
Yeah.
might fall over laughing at that. That'd be
Right.
just
because-
surprised.
Shit.
Yeah.
In high school, that was all everybody talked about was Monty Python, How the Grill. It was quoted this, quoted that. And I kept watching it in high school, only getting through like a quarter of it and going, I don't get it. It's not for me. Thinking that it was the same as Napoleon Dynamite garbage.
No,
But then
it's a
later
smarter comedy.
I watched both all the way through and I realized, no, Napoleon Dynamite is actual garbage, and you have to be in the right mindset
Yes.
to watch Monty Python.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the mindset?
anything.
Out of curiosity.
I think that you have to be almost like mindless, like just kind of like chilling, and also I think like within any comedy, it has to deal with who you're watching it with, right?
Yeah.
Because I tried to watch it alone every time. Like when I was a kid, I remember watching all these movies from the 80s, and like my dad and the neighbors down the street, the families would get together. And I remember his dad and my dad just howling, laughing. And you don't hear your dads at that time like laughing like that. So to hear them laughing made every 80s movie that we watched that much funnier.
Yeah.
So I think it does have to do with, what you watch and who you watch it with.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
One thing, two things I really want to bring up since we're pushing on time here. The movie Saturday Night, Jason Reitman.
It's good.
Great fucking movie. I loved it. I love the feel, the look of it. Just a great movie. I loved all of those characters, in real life. So like just to see the no-name actors, which was a great choice.
Yes.
Portray all of them. Great movie. I highly, highly recommend Saturday Night. And then Pete Holmes. Are you guys familiar with Pete Holmes?
Yeah.
Pete Holmes on his stand-up special on Netflix. Holy shit. He is kind of a I want to say wholesome, like that's like his vibe, but like he still curses and said,
didn't he grow up Christian or something, or was very
Mormon, maybe?
Yeah.
But he is so goddamn funny. Brian, you will really like this guy. Pete Holmes on Netflix. I have in my life, I deal with my girlfriend Megan.
I'm pretty sure she deals with you, but okay.
Right.
Very romantic.
Depends on the day. She doesn't quite find things funny. Like at least laugh out loud funny. She's like what we were talking about, like kids going, oh, I get that, it's funny, but not laughing. Yeah. I've showed her special after special, like stand-up special after stand-up special. She had tears rolling down her face from Pete Holmes. So I'm giving this my highest recommendation for stand-ups. It's not my personal highest recommendation for stand-ups, but because of what I witnessed.
If you can't laugh, you need to try Pete Holmes.
Exactly. No, I'm not saying that. I was laughing my ass off. Like I was belly laughing at this dude. Like he is really, really funny. I highly recommend that. Other than that, I'm watching Born Again, Daredevil Born Again. I am the 3 episodes in. First 2 were a little slower. I would prefer more punching and less talky in the courtroom, but I get what they have to kind of introduce the characters. I get that. So it is compelling enough to stick with it. Like the acting's superb, but I want more punchy going forward.
I'm sure it'll get there.
I hope so.
Okay. Anything else?
Other than the Oscars, I mean, I guess you could go back and rewatch that on Peacock, but Conan O'Brien did a fantastic job.
As he does with everything.
Right. That's the only reason that's probably the first Oscars I've watched start to finish all the way through without like turning and flipping and all that. And it's because of Conan O'Brien. And it was fucking hilarious and I liked it. I didn't know most of the people nominated for shit. But it was a good show.
Good.
Nice.
That's what I watched.
He did good, and then you get to a place where he had to keep it moving, and he kept it moving very nicely. It said some part of that broadcast. It's like just got to pick it up, pick up the pace, and he did that, and he got through like 2.5 hours, something like that. So it was not bad.
If we had more time, I would bitch about Adrian Brody's
longest speech. I guess longest speech ever. I guess.
Yeah.
Really? Ever?
I think so. Longest acceptance speech.
You want to get fucking in the middle of the speech. He goes. They tried to play him off. He goes, "No, you don't have to play music. I've done this before." As in, he's won an Oscar before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you think that's what he's talking about? He's like, "No, you can stop the music. I've been here before. You don't have to play me off." And then he went another 5 fucking minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, just because you won one before doesn't mean you can be an asshole and take time away from other people. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, something else.
How long was it?
17 minutes, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
17 minutes.
I think.
Long.
Holy
I don't think it
I'll
was
have to look at
17, but like a long
while.
time.
We'll look it up. I could be. Maybe I'm crossing the Dave Chappelle monologue, but it was a long speech.
Sure.
We'll look it up.
He's right. It was clocked in as the longest speech in history.
Yeah, it was a minute.
On the fact that he said, "No, I'm almost done," and then went double what he just done.
Probably would only been 16 minutes if they didn't try to play him off and didn't have to take time to say stop doing that.
Right? It
You
just
get the record.
I mean, what a pompous ass.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I say that, but like everything he was talking about after that moment was like human rights, and like he wasn't like being Hollywood about it. Like he was talking about like what we should do as society and be nice and stuff. So I guess I should take my pompous ass comment off.
You know who was a patriot, never did that at all? It wasn't pompous. Fucking Kevin Spacey.
Great man,
Kevin Spacey. Noted
real quick,
Kevin Spacey fan.
Quick. Sorry, that's right.
Go ahead. No, I just wanted to get that on the record. Go ahead, Brian.
That's all right. Real quick, I watched that 0 Day limited series on Netflix. Robert De Niro. It's kind of a like a political type thriller, science fiction-y type thing. So not science fiction-y. It was a political thriller. That's what it was. So all the power goes out. He's an ex-president. This event happens. They call it 0 Day, where entire power grids were knocked out. Everything, wrecks, plane crashes, all kinds of things, and then there's a whole commission that Robert De Niro winds up running to try to investigate to figure out who did this, and it gets pretty deep. And then it's
like a Warren report.
Well, even beyond that, they're trying to find out who's responsible for these blackouts. It's all kinds of different intrigue and stuff. So it's pretty good. It's if you like that sort of thing, check it out. It's Robert De Niro. I mean, you're going to get whatever Robert De Niro's acting and everything. Netflix.
Okay.
Right. It just dropped not long ago. I think it's 10 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes, something like that.
I'm gonna watch out, but you got to do the Paradise on Hulu. It sounds like the same genre.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll check that out. And they wrap up the whole story. So it's one limited series. The whole story wraps up. That's it.
Not possible for a second season.
No.
Okay.
They wrap it up. They'd have to do something different, and they could have him do something else, perhaps. I don't know if it was based on a book or something. I can't remember. But there's a new documentary on Max. 2 episodes have dropped so far. Celtics City. So it's a documentary about the history of the Boston Celtics. So interesting. Of course, I've been a Celtics fan, more of a Cavs fan now these days, but certainly in the 80s with Bird and all that, I was a huge Celtics fan. But it gives you a very nice history of the team, how Red Auerbach came to be, Bill Russell. They pieced together interviews with several family members and players. There's some players that played in that 50s, 60s era that are still with us. So they interviewed them. They interviewed Red Auerbach's children who are now senior ladies and stuff. But anyways, it's interesting. And then they kind of go back and forth a little bit. So the first episode is more focused on the classic era, and then with Bob Cousy, then they bring in Bill Russell, and then the next episode gets into the Bill Russell era kind of fades out, and I'm sure it's going to go through the entire up to the more recent Celtics. So if it's an interesting basketball documentary because Celtics was such a dominating team back in the 50s and 60s. They won 9, 10 in a row, which is unheard of. It'll never happen again. There's no way that type of streak will ever happen again in NBA history. So just a good sports basketball documentary. And there's a new series that dropped on Netflix as well with Kate Hudson, Running Point. It's a comedy series, 27 minutes an episode, 10 episodes. The premise basically is a rich family owns a fictional professional basketball team. Their dad dies, and the one brother is now the president. He goes into rehab and names Kate Hudson, the younger sister, the president. And it's just funny family type drama, basketball drama, interactions with the players, business. So it's serious but more funny. So if you like Kate Hudson, you like a sports comedy, I like it. It's like 10 episodes, and I've been watching 2, 3 at a time to work through it. So very entertaining and an easy watch on Netflix.
Okay.
That's it.
Beautiful.
All right. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a drink. And we're going to come back with some pop culture headlines in our Ask an Idiot segment. We'll bring that to you right after this.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
Three.
All right, welcome back to Convincing Idiots, segment 2 on St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you're listening on Monday.
Dean hates this holiday. That's why he didn't want to wear any green.
That's
Tattoo.
right. Mm-hmm.
He just wants to pinch him.
Yep, no Irish ties whatsoever. Chuck E. Cheese makes the pop culture
Speaking of
headlines
Irish
this week.
ties.
That's right. Authentic Irish
Charles Entertainment's cheese there. Welcome, come on down, gather your gold doubloons and put them in the claw machine.
I would go there. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a missed opportunity.
It is.
Well, they are. What's making the story is they're doing an overhaul of their brand. Extremely necessary. For their clientele. I'm sure.
Porn.
So it was.
So.
Chuck E. Cheese was founded in 1977. I didn't realize it's been around that long. Yeah. So one of the key things that they are doing is they are phasing out all the animatronics. So you might remember some of the band. You go into some of the older ones, and they had the whole Chuck E. Cheese band up on the stage. That was just a staple there forever. Some has been whittling down over time. Some just have like a Chuck E. Cheese in a booth or something doing different things. So
it's like a video board now where they just play the stuff.
For our fans, I went off and bought them all, and going forward, this podcast will only be done by Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
Sure, absolutely.
And it will be much more entertaining.
Absolutely. So this guy, let's see here, David McKillips is the CEO for Chuck E. Cheese. And one of the things he mentioned as well is that the film, I know you saw this, Nick, Five Nights at Freddy's. It said it did affect the restaurant chain. So, after that, they kind of did some, That seemed to sort of seal the deal on completely phasing out the animatronics because they're a little bit scary, they think, or what have you. So,
Yeah. Well, the video games
uh,
are very based off of that premise. It's really a
yeah.
direct rip-off of, Chuck E. Cheese. So,
In the movie you're talking
So-
about, yeah.
well, in
Yeah.
the video games, because the video games are, long precede the movies based off the games.
Mhm.
Right.
But that's what the games are based. I mean, when you are playing the game, it's a free roam, open concept thing. I mean, you're basically walking around a Chuck E. Cheese and
Oh,
at
I see.
nighttime. So,
Okay.
they're getting rid of the animatronics because random video games suggest that they're evil.
Well, I think they're already phasing them out anyway and just kind of rebranding and stuff like that.
May I
Mhm.
suggest a new video game to where orange monsters take over our government and become president?
Frightening. That's
So
frightening.
maybe.
yeah,
Anyways, go ahead, Brian.
I like where your head's at.
Thank you.
So you guys are pro or con of the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic van? Do you miss seeing them? I know you've probably taken your kids there. I certainly took Peyton there in her time. Now, when she went, now she's 24. So when I was taking her in that era, I think they were still around then. Some of the parties that she had as a kid, was a pretty prevalent thing. I always liked it. I think to me it was something that just harken back to that classic era. They were kind of goofy and dumb, but that just kind of made it sort of weird and
there was
charming. And
nowhere
I
like
don't know.
that had things like that. Like I went there as a kid, and what made Chuck E. Cheese so cool was that you had McDonald's, but McDonald's had the characters, and if anything, there might be somebody in a costume, but
Mhm.
like there wasn't robot animatronic like versions of them on the stage, and it was. I don't remember anything like that as a kid. Chuck E. Cheese was. I don't know if they were the first to do it, but they were certainly the most popular to do it on the largest scale and have so many chains of them and everything like that. And I always liked them as a kid. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I'll always, I guess, you'll always be nostalgic about the things that you grew up with. But like a video board's not as cool as fucking the robot band up there doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. And then
Dean, what do
you pay a
Sorry, go ahead.
premium for that experience as well too.
Well, it's
Right.
not a cheap day. That's right. It's not a
Mm-mm.
cheap day there at all. But
I think it's a shame that you're going to get rid of this iconic backdrop to piece of shit adults fighting each other during children's birthday parties,
Mhm.
when that has been a staple of our society for many years. Like, yeah, you could fight other parents during your 8-year-old's birthday party, but it's not going to ring the same as you would with an actual animatronic standing in the background with the fake guitar, singing.
Right.
I think it's a lost
This
art.
feels like a very personal experience.
Dude, fucking Google or fucking go to YouTube. There are so many videos of adults fighting at children's birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese. For whatever reason, the cheap pizza and coins and the animatronics brings out maybe the fucking worst of people.
Robot rat attracts the hood rat.
Right.
Yep.
So it's just insane how many people fight at Chuck E. Cheese. But in seriousness and honesty, I don't give a shit. I think I was there once, and it was because of my brother had his Spawn's party there once. That was the only time I've been there. I get that it's an icon. I get that it's been there for years, but it's all just it's an active pizza dwelling Walmart. Really, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, kind of.
You hate Chuck E. Cheese. It's so weird.
I don't hate it. I just
I'm
don't
fucking
give
so
a
mad
shit.
about Chuck E. Cheese.
It's just I can give two shits less about it, honestly.
It was the closest thing. It was like a low rent Disney experience or closest thing you're going to get is if you're in this area, you watch the animatronic animals and performers up there. I don't know. We went last year for Allie's niece had a birthday party there. Yeah, kind of. But you know what? I still fucking love skee ball, and you can go there. And you can play some good skee ball in there,
go to
man.
the Foundry and do that.
Little quarterback challenge. Yep.
Can't win shit though.
The idea of shitty parents fighting other shitty parents.
Yeah, you have to be in the mood. You have to get your head right to go in there. That is for sure. No question about that.
I really want to explore this more. Dean, in the same conversation, said he's been there maybe once and has it in his head that all that happens.
We're going to go. We're gonna pencil it in. We're gonna go there for Dean's 50th birthday. I insist. Nothing else.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Chuck E. Cheese.
It's not only the time they've been there, but it's all the videos you see of just shitty parents being shitty at a children's party. Like, why, out of all the times that you have the ability to control yourself, you don't choose it at your children's fucking birthday party? It's just
you mix in stress and beer and everything else. It's a lot of things.
I was going to say, I don't think we're giving Charles Entertainment Cheese the credit he deserves. When he implemented beer at Chuck E. Cheese's, that was a big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you have to deal with fucking that many children.
Right.
And I will say, I just feel like the need to go to bat for Charles for a second because Dean is shitting so hard with no experience on Chuck E. Cheese. What I will say that I remember one of the first times that I went there as a child that my parents were super impressed with and is really cool is that there is literally like someone always at the door and they stamp you with a black light barcode and your child with matching. You can't even see them, but that way it ensures that no child can leave out of there with anyone that they did not come with. And that is really cool.
Yeah,
although some parents would probably like to leave their kids there, but they can't leave there with anybody that didn't bring them.
My parents couldn't afford to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, that's what this is about.
Right. So my parents just put sock puppets on the wild animals in the backyard, and put on an AC/DC record and just let fucking life happen.
Yeah.
And there were still as many fights, but it was with the wildlife.
Yeah, Dean for years thought Chuck E. Cheese looked like a possum. You know what I mean?
Right. So, that's right. I saw the beaver out in my backyard, and I knew he was from Chuck E. Cheese. I knew it.
Yep. We saw it inside your house. Thank you. The Cheeto Zard. Thank you. Huh? I don't know.
Did you see it?
I must be thinking of something else.
Brian declines to comment any further. He said what he said.
Have you guys heard of the Cheeto Zard?
What?
You've heard of the Charizard, which is from the Pokemon.
Sure, the orange guy.
He's the evolved Charmander. Yes.
Right. So this past Sunday, a flaming hot. This is real. A flaming hot Cheeto, shaped like a Pokemon Charizard, sold at auction. They nicknamed it the Cheeto Zard. So this was somebody found a Cheeto, looked like the Charizard, or they thought it did, saved it. This is ingenious on somebody's part. Saved it, put it in a container, wound up auctioning it off. You want to guess how much it was, Nick?
I'm going to say $300,000.
Okay, Dean.
$1.3 million.
Okay, no, not quite that high, but $87,840 somebody made for auctioning off a Cheeto that happened to look like a Charizard.
Wow. Still impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, are you done?
Go ahead. I would like to get your thought of, is that one of the dumbest things you ever heard of someone buying, and what do you think about that?
I will simply state that there is a lot of uncertainty in this country. There's a lot of back and forth and sides going back and forth here and there. And there's a lot of like fear that like this country is in turmoil. With you reading that, I'm prepared to go, fuck it, let's end it all. Let's just put a torch to all of this. Good God.
Just for the sake of taking the other side, I'm going to say this brings me joy because times are tough. And the fact that there's someone out there that's doing well enough that it brings them that much joy to spend $87,000 on a Charizard-shaped Cheeto, good for them. I'm glad they found their happy place in their insanely expensive Cheeto.
Yeah.
That's not my actual take on the situation, but there is that element. I guess there's. I'm glad that someone must really. As much as I would look at someone who pours that much
this so hard
time, finance, and energy into a nerd passion or something that they're, that's someone that's truly free. They don't care. They're that brings them joy. It must to spend that kind of money on something like that.
A shit that looked like the perfect hot dog. And when I say perfect hot dog, I mean like in the commercials from like the
like it literally didn't break down in your stomach. It just came right out covered in poo. Whole in the bun and everything. Just whoop, like a rabbit pellet. Just came out the same way it looked at when it going.
Goddamn brown hot dog out of my ass. I would like to see what I get on the fucking market for this.
You probably flushed away a nice little fortune for yourself.
Yep. I did. I could have. If I did, I wouldn't have to be sitting here talking with you assholes.
You could afford to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. In fairness, that came out the same way it came in, Nick.
It's because because of swallowing technique.
All right. Well, good for whoever picked up I guess it was originally found a few years ago. Someone preserved it. So
wow. There's a lot going into this.
Preserved sometime between 2018 and 2012. Oh, 2022. Excuse me. 2018 and 2022. And it sat somewhere and someone rediscovered it, and there you go. Went for that auction.
Well, look at that.
Yep. Big Amazon news. I mentioned another Bond bourbon night. Time this airs, it would have already happened, but we've been enjoying those here at the house here and there of late. Amazon MGM Studios. So Amazon had bought the rights to MGM Studios in part because they were trying to pick up the James Bond franchise. However, the James Bond character had creative control by Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli and their family for several years. I don't remember how they got the rights to that, but they've had the rights to also all the James Bond movies, everything that we have watched. So the first 25 movies, all of them have been produced by the Broccoli family. So it was originally Cubby Broccoli, their father, and
Cubby Broccoli. That is a name.
Yes, it is a name. So Barbara's father, excuse me. So he passed it down to them at some time ago, and so then they got into this battle.
You have like The Office, where Ricky Gervais did The Office in UK, and then we redid it with Steve Carell in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting until we can switch over and we can do the US James Bond, and I'm assuming that's going to be created by the Cauliflower family.
Mm-hmm. You and your vegetable humor.
Yeah. So there's been a battle with Barbara and Michael, the creative controllers, with Amazon, because they thought that Amazon, they literally called them idiots, so they weren't willing to relinquish the creative control. That's why you haven't had any James Bond anything since the last movie, and Amazon's has been sort of just stuck. They own the property, but they can't do anything new, right? So Recently, though, for the two, I think it was another.
Being so happy with himself.
Yeah. Several $1 million. I think it might have been $1 billion deal. They did obtain the creative control recently. So now this means that the James Bond universe will pick up and continue. So we'll see what Amazon MGM Studios does with it. Now they can start to make movies. They can make merchandise. They can have TV shows on Prime or whatever it is they want to do in that universe. So, ask an idiot question of the week here, gentlemen. Now it's an old big question out there.
Mhm.
Been for now years. Who's going to be the next James Bond? And I was like, well, nothing's really happening or whatever. But now they can seriously get down to casting the next James Bond and whatever it is they're going to do. So, very simple, ask an idiot question. Who is your favorite choice for James Bond? And then Dean suggested who would be one of your least favorite choices for James Bond as well. So, who wishes to start?
I'll give
Now,
her a go as the
are we
novice James Bond fan. Go ahead.
Now, before you
Nick.
go, Nikolai, are
Yeah.
we doing? Is he going both, or you want to go?
I give your favorite first. Favorite all the way around, and we'll do least favorite.
All right.
So Nick, go ahead, sir. You're a newer, more recently introduced at my
I
house.
am.
We
That's
watched
right.
James Bond with the great Roger Moore. So
Yep.
go ahead.
First time ever seeing one and enjoyed it, and
Mhm.
am excited to see more in the future. This is the layup, guys. This is our pick for everything, and it's a very obvious answer. We've talked about that he could play both Batman and Robin. Batman. He could play Robin too. He could play Batman and Superman. But is there anything that he's a better fit for, really, than James Bond? And it's John Hamm.
Yep.
Come on,
Sure.
John Hamm fits in everything and now, granted,
Mhm.
I have not seen the different variations of James Bond, but I did see the Roger Moore one, and there
Yes.
is a lot of yes, he is cool, yes, he
Yeah.
is sexy, yes, he is debonair, but he's also cheeky and has a sense of humor and is and John Hamm would pull it off fantastically well. And might I add, like a today's version of James Bond that I feel would both be a good movie and would serve the older fans who like that a little bit of the campiness and the humor and I think John Hamm could serve that up tremendously. So yes, it is an easy and maybe albeit a lazy answer at times to just use John Hamm for everything, but we do it because he literally does fit everywhere.
He
And
does.
I can see him pulling off James Bond magnificently. He's handsome
Right.
enough to do it. He's cool enough to do it. And he's funny enough to do it. So John Hamm would be my ideal James Bond. There again, only having ever seen a James Bond movie.
He
Now-
could do the quips. He could be a badass for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dean.
Now, Nikolai, I do agree with you wholeheartedly because he honestly was my first pick.
Mm-hmm.
I had him written down for a bit this past couple days, but then I started thinking to myself, you could James Bond is an institution, so you honestly probably need an actual British actor.
Yep.
Now,
Okay.
I will
Have
take
they
in
all
the
been British?
yes.
No.
No.
Oh, not
No.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery was Scottish,
Scottish,
actually,
yeah.
but still,
okay.
he had an accent.
Okay. So close enough, right?
Mhm.
So I would be okay with John Hamm being like in a movie, being like the American counterpart in the movie to James Bond, but you can't. I would love him to be James Bond, but not being British or UK, you can't. So I thought to myself, who is like you said, a James Bond that could go serious, who could go comedic, who can go cheeky, and also you believe as a badass. There's no other person to me than Thor himself.
But he's not British.
Was he Australian?
No.
Yep.
Chris
Chris Hemsworth? Is that who you're? Yeah.
All right, but he's okay. All right, but he's still got the accent.
Yes,
I
that's
didn't
true.
realize he was Australian.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it. He's still got the accent. He's an
But John
accent
Hamm can do an accent.
fellow. Sure, that's true. I guess if one can do the other.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
did not
cultural
honestly
appropriation
realize-
is cultural appropriation. All right, it doesn't matter where you're
That's
from.
true. That's true. I did not realize. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with my
That's a good
idea
pick. It is a good pick.
in my movie is that
Yes.
Chris Helmsworth is going to be James Bond and John Hamm is going to be the U.S. idea of James
Okay.
Bond in the film.
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
said
John-
he could pull off being British, I meant that I wouldn't know the difference that he wasn't British.
Right. Apparently,
that's amazing.
There.
Can't even tell the difference.
Right. You can tell the fucking difference.
Yep. Not because he's acting well, is because I don't know. Yep. Well, one of the obvious answers is Henry Cavill. I mean, I think he could
He
fit the
is
role.
British.
I mean, he's
is
British.
Are you sure?
You know, I think so. But I keep going back and forth on these guys. I'm gonna go with Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
Oh,
He's the,
okay. Yeah.
he's the guy that played Magneto, and he's been in some.
Yep. He's a
and
little older, but I get it.
Yeah, but just I think he's got the look. He's got an accent. I don't know, he might be British. I'm not sure, but he does have an accent. He is British. No, he's German. He's German. Never mind. He's German. Michael Fassbender is German. I should have figured out his fucking name. But
Okay.
He is not American.
we don't
The
know.
only
Okay.
what I'm taking away is
I don't
you
know.
to be James Bond, you just have to not be American.
Okay.
We won't know the
that's kind of
difference
it.
of where you're from.
That's kind of it.
Three of us. Can
What
I
is he?
change my thing?
What is he, British?
I have
No,
a
he's
new-
German.
I have. I can I suggest somebody?
Mhm.
All right. So out of the three,
Christoph Waltz. Now he's
he can play anything. You don't know where he's from. It's just an accent.
yeah.
No. How about Tom Hiddleston?
Now,
or
he's on these lists I look at too. So that's
British.
interesting. Yeah.
The only reason because he did cross my mind, and we'll
Yeah.
see later.
He is actually British.
He is actually British, but he was like he's a slighter fellow, right?
Mhm.
Like he doesn't have like the
Yeah.
bulk that you need to like kick people's asses.
Yeah.
I know you can like bulk up or do whatever for it,
Well,
but so it's none of
Or
us
become
know,
German or not German or Australian.
so because none of us know what a British fucking accent is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out Tom Hiddleston.
yeah, that's not bad.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So who's one of your least favorite?
I'll
Nick.
start it off an American because you simply can't be.
Yes,
You can be
Absolutely.
from anywhere in Europe, but you can't, or even Australia.
Who is supposed to read? Because like hold on before Nick does this, the reason I suggested this is the idea of like just picturing one actor. It could be the best actor in the world, but like just putting up the gun and going Bond, James Bond, or
Mhm.
shaken not stirred, like saying those two lines in this actor
Mhm.
is absurd but awesome. Nick,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, my worst, the one that I could think of, because it would be easy to go like, oh, like Michael Cera, because he doesn't fit. So I wanted to go with somebody that
That's
I
not bad.
thought people would be tempted to pick, but I think like no. You know what I mean? Like I could see where you kind of think that might work because people tend to like this actor or tend to cast him in roles, but I personally don't think it would be a good fit. Noted non-European at all.
Sure.
He is American as far as I know. I went with Channing Tatum. I don't
yeah.
necessarily have
That
like
would be a good counterpart.
I wouldn't say a hate on for Channing Tatum, but I could see where people would be tempted to cast him because he is
Yes.
a bigger guy, because he's handsome, and people tend to. But I can also say I have never seen that man in a movie that I've been like, ah, yes, good. I'm glad Channing Tatum was in this. Like, never, not anything. So,
Mean.
again, it's not that. Don't get it twisted. I don't like hate him. I don't think he's horrible, but I don't particularly think he's a good actor, and I've never been happy that he's a part of anything I've seen him in. So I would go with
Mm.
Channing Tatum. I could see where the temptation lies, but not
Sorry.
as James
Sorry
Bond.
about him.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I did think 21 Jump Street was funny. So
Sure.
Good. That's a good one. Dean?
All right, mine is very simple. He has the voice to do it. Doesn't quite have the age, but he has the voice to do it. Not quite the nationality, but he has the.
he's not French or German or Australian or Swiss or Finnish
He is,
or.
I think he's from the Midwest, I believe, of the U.S. I think it would just be fun to hear John Goodman say Bond, James Bond.
Bond, James Bond.
Right. John Goodman is awesome. I love him to death, but he would be the worst James Bond. But I still want to see at least the
Sure.
test video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good. I went with like a music artist here, an entertainer. Very popular entertainer. I do enjoy his, listening to him, but and there's no universe I can envision a Jelly Roll playing James Bond, gentlemen.
God damn it.
Imagine that. Bond, James Bond. He's got like the sparkly, like the whatever, Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
He was bad enough trying to sing Johnny Cash. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see him try to play James Bond.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness
maybe he
gracious!
could play Jaws. Maybe one of the villains.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
could call him
I don't know.
Face because of all his face tattoos. There you go. He's
Ooh,
just Face.
See, I like that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very good.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
That's frightening. That's frightening. Yeah. He said like the laser. He's like bent over a barrel.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna
Instead of a laser coming up to his groin as a tattoo gun.
Sure. That's right.
I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a action-packed St. Patrick's Day extravaganza to our listeners out there. We have James Bond and we have superheroes.
Whoa.
In the next segment, and Nick will tell you all about that right after this.
We're on Jelly Roll watch.
Let me take off my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
4, 3.
Hello, welcome to segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. It's Millennial Nick, it's Gen X Brian, it's Cat Pickle, the Zennial Dean. And hey, if you're listening to this on a Monday morning, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Top of the morning, hearty, hearty, hearty. We are the Fantastic Three, as we've many times been called. But today, we're going to be talking about our own picks for the Fantastic Four. So we are going to discuss if we were to recast our own Fantastic Four unit, let's say, what celebrities would we cast? And if you so choose, what powers would you give them if they are not already the default superpowers of the Fantastic Four? So what celebrities would be in your four?
Now,
and
these
what
are not
their powers?
These are not the celebrities in the role of the Fantastic Four. They are the celebrities, and they have the superpowers.
Okay. Yep. I like it. Okay. So there we go. The Fantastic Four. We're ready to rock. Dean, why don't you get us started? This was your kooky idea that you came up with. So let's go with you. Show us how it's done, my friend.
Okay.
Are we doing your four, or are we going like through different roles or whatever?
I think we should, like we do normally for other roles like this. You do your one, we all do the one, then we do the two. Right?
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right. So my number one leader of my group is John Hamm.
Nice. That's a good pick. Could be James
John. Yep.
Could be
And
anybody.
John Hamm has super abilities, as in Captain America. He's not Superman. He is not like bulletproof, but he is invincible to an extent. He could beat people up. He can take a punch. He could take a lot of beatings, and he can give a lot of beatings. He is Captain America like, but John Hamm is the leader of my 4.
Fantastic. I love it.
Nick?
All right. Well, I will now be forthcoming with my fantastic pick, Mr. Fantastic as well. My Mr. Fantastic is none other than, I mean, what better leader is there? Calm, cool, collected, and somebody you're always going to take direction from and have trust in, Mr. Jeff Goldblum. That's right. Jeff Goldblum would be a fantastic Mr. Fantastic, as he is intelligent. He is a thoughtful man. And as well as I think when push comes to shove, Jeff Goldblum can really lay the smackdown. So Jeff Goldblum is my Mr. Fantastic.
Dr. Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No.
So he
Oh, you
has
see, you thought I was stretching out
his
towards you, and then
Galactus is coming.
so his
The
super
world.
are Mr. Fantastic. Like he's
yes.
Reed
So
Richards.
I will preface this with I didn't change any abilities. I know you said we could, but for the sake of following the template of them, it helped me figure out what celebrities I want where by using what they already had.
Okay.
So all of mine are going to be the traditional Fantastic Four skill set. So
Fair
Jeff
enough.
Goldblum is my Reed Richards. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Brian?
All right, leader of my group, super intelligence. Was looking for somebody who has more experience, years behind her. So she's got some age and wisdom, and every movie that she's in, she has the ability to have a commanding presence. So we've seen more of her of late. Also on the SNL 50th anniversary special, Meryl Streep. That would be a fine female lead, or just a fine leader anyway. It doesn't matter if she's female. It's a fine leader of my Fantastic Four recast team. Super intelligence. That's what it says.
Absolutely.
Probably intelligence anyway, but just enhanced intelligence. That's her superpower on my team.
Love it. Very cool.
All right, my number 2. We're going to go and stay with the handsomeness that I started. And I'm going to go with Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd has the charisma to be on any superhero team, as he's proven. But I would love to see him have teleportation, zip in and out of different places. That his superpower is almost dwarfed by his charisma. But like just him being on the screen is compelling and beautiful. He deserves to be in every movie, let alone my superhero movie. So Paul Rudd is my number 2.
Nice. Very good.
All right.
Like that. For my second one, the next one I have down is for the role of the Human Torch. So the Human Torch, very simply, the guy I want to see burst into flame, because here we go. This is the real reason is because the catchphrases would be immaculate. I want my Human Torch to be Samuel L. Jackson for no other reason than I want to hear him say, "Motherfucking flame on," or "Flame on, motherfucker."
I like that.
Or any combination of that.
That's good. That's really
So
good.
I just want to hear whenever he turns the flame on, I want there to be a motherfucker in there somewhere.
Sure,
So
of course.
Samuel L. Jackson is my Human Torch.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like it. That's good.
Brian, got a Human Torch on your team?
Well, I try to go. I sort of went the different age and of the Fantastic Four sort of. So I'm like, I need a younger celebrity to be sort of like the Human Torch type character, team member. And this guy, another one. He's just in everything recently. Oscar-nominated movies, also on SNL of late. Probably every other movie these days. Timothy Chalamet. Now, his power, though, maybe kind of ironically, he has the ability to grow like a living beard.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
Like when you look at him in real life, he can seem like he can barely grow a mustache, but his superpower is he can grow like a Medusa that has a living hair sort of type of thing.
Yeah.
He can grow a living beard. Yeah, wrap them.
I kind of feel that Brian's projecting on this one, but all right.
It'll be almost as good as my beard.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah. Almost.
Can't quite get there, but maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just as Timothy Chalamet is almost as handsome as you are. So there you go. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I don't think it's close, but Timothy Chalamet.
That's it. That's what I got. That's my number. Thank you, Dean. Who else you got?
All right, my number 3. I had mentioned him earlier. I wasn't going to put him in the Bond role, but because of our stupidity, I was forced to. Tom Hiddleston. Loki will be the next on my list, but he will not be Loki. He will have telekinesis. I think his presence of when he speaks, he has that ability to captivate the audience to where he's talking to you and he just have something come and fly across the room or pick this up. I think that would be a great ability for his presence. So for me, my number 3, Tom Hiddleston.
Okay. There you go. Good. Nice. All right, my third up is going to be my pick for my team's Invisible Woman, and this one was one that Rob had suggested, and as a matter of fact, the more I thought about it, the more it actually made sense to me, and my Invisible Woman is not picked
Please be Marky Post. Please be Marky Post.
Necessarily for her to, she'll be a valuable member of the team as she is for everything she's involved in.
Is this John's girlfriend?
This ability...
Sorry.
As self-serving as that ability may be for her, perhaps more so, this is beneficial for this woman. My Invisible Woman is Taylor Swift. That's right, because we could all use more Taylor Swift in our lives, as we all do. And sometimes for her, I bet there's no better superpower for her to have than to be the Invisible Woman. To be able to maybe get in and out of places easier.
Sure.
Just getting around if she doesn't feel like being bothered today. Sure. And a gift for Taylor is a gift for all of us. So I think my Invisible Woman would be the immaculate, wonderful, and ever amazing Taylor Swift.
That's good.
Brian?
I like that one. I have another female on my team as well, so I'm just thinking, who are some actresses I like, whatever. But every time I see her in anything, just one of the most beautiful actresses and very talented as well that I've seen. Just
Marky Post.
Yeah,
good job.
Well, she certainly was.
No,
she certainly was. But just piercing, some of the most beautiful eyes on any actress that I've seen. So Alexandra, is it Daddario? Just strikingly blue eyes.
Is that
dark hair.
That the girl from Percy Jackson?
I don't know that.
She was in The Lotus.
But if
she's doing a lot of stuff.
Or fucking Google her right now. Her
Baywatch 2017. Mayfair Witches. She's been on that TV show since 2013. Yeah, she's Percy Jackson. You're right.
Yes,
Nick.
she is. Yeah, gorgeous.
Her eyes are insane.
Yeah. So her superpower.
What would her superpower be?
She could stare at you and temporarily freeze time.
Oh,
so she can still move.
She can stare at me, and
she can do it already.
Temporarily frozen.
Temporarily be frozen.
Yes, indeed. So there you go. And there's rumors that she's maybe being maybe some opportunity to play some type of superhero. I did see some rumors, maybe Wonder Woman, but that's a whole who knows. A lot of rumors right now. So, but I think she should be a great superhero in the actual movies as well. So,
Yeah,
that's my next one, Dean.
All right, my number 4. Now, you guys already have gotten to your female. This is my female, obviously, and there was no other choice.
Is she 15?
Shut up, Nick. She is a beautiful adult woman.
16, Nick.
No, Brian, eat an egg. All right, kick rocks. She is a beautiful woman, grown woman who has taken Hollywood by storm. And turns out I was right all along, and you two, got a bunch of fucking egg on your face, right? Because my next part of my
Do you know who it is?
Jenna Ortega, motherfucker.
Aha.
Both knew it. Jenna Ortega is the next on my list. And the reason I was pausing is because not only is Jenna Ortega with her fire starter ability, and her main deal is like raining fire, right? She's like Storm, but only just fire.
Okay.
So she has fire ability. And the reason I paused because
those teenage hormones going through her, she's learning how to deal with.
She's an adult. She is a grown ass woman. Boys, I actually, you two can do your research as you want, but I actually have a name for my team.
Okay.
Yeah. I have Jenna Ortega, Tom Hiddleston, Paul Rudd, and John Hamm. They are the Hamtastic Four.
That's awesome.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Very good. I like that. I like the name. It's a nice touch. That's a nice touch.
Finish it up, baby.
All right. Finally, for the role of the Thing, I struggled there a little bit. This was the hardest one for me to come up with because I was like, all the rest of them I had a fit, and I'm like, the Thing. I'm like, who would I put in this role? And honestly, when I couldn't really land on anything, I thought, when in doubt, you just want a big, bulky guy that makes you happy every time you see him. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Thing. Why not? If you have an opportunity to get Arnold in something,
that makes sense,
and you put Arnold in it. So I would take Arnold Schwarzenegger, 77 as he may be, as the Thing. That's right. No explanation needed, other than I just love Arnold Schwarzenegger, and if I can insert him into something, I will.
And it would just naturally work, really.
It would. Yeah.
I would like to hear, Nick, your impression of Arnold saying it's clobbering time.
Ooh, that's good.
Everybody get ready. It's clobbering time. Let's go. Yeah,
that's very good.
And doing the pounding and the rubble and the turning the streets into the rubble and the pounding and the clobbering and the bashing and the thrashing. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic power. Yay.
Brilliant. You don't get this free entertainment in India, folks. God damn it. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I was trying to think along the same lines of thing like power, and this guy has, his power is he's like a chiseled jaw. His jaw is called like rock jaw, which is a play on lockjaw. I don't know if that's good or not, but it's chiseled. It's like, and it could cut glass.
Oh, all right.
Not a glass jaw, but it's like super strong.
I'm not a celebrity. You can't include me.
Right.
You shouldn't. No.
So you punch him, like you break your hand, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And of course, John Hamm is playing the part of Rockjaw, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. So John Hamm has made 2 different teams, and
the
James Bond. Of course.
Yeah.
That's right.
If
John
this
Hamm could do no
episode
wrong in the
just
eyes of the
called
Convincing
John
Idiots
Hamm, I
podcast,
don't know what it
ladies
is.
and gentlemen. That's
That's right. Convincing Idiots. What is it a podcast about? They basically shove a bunch of John Hamm content down your throat
Yeah,
for about
really.
2.5 hours.
And
Sure.
everybody goes, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Take
Why
the
not?
ham. You take the ham.
Mhm.
Take
Take
the
it
ham.
all.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's what we got. I think we all went through our. Do you want to recap the teams real quick, Dean? Was your 4 again?
Absolutely. The Hamtastic Four is led by John Hamm with his Captain America-like abilities, and then you have Paul Rudd with teleportation, and then Tom Hiddleston with his telekinesis. He go lift shit up and drop it on your ass, and then Jenna Ortega come rounding up the end, baby, and she's raining fire on every one of your asses.
All right.
Yeah. Right.
Nick, who are your
All
4?
right. And then my terrific 4. Is like the name there.
I dig
We're gonna
that.
workshop that. It's all right. It's all right. We'll work on that. My Fantastic 4 is Jeff Goldblum as my Mr. Fantastic. My Human Torch is Samuel L. Jackson. Invisible Woman, Taylor Swift, and The Thing, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Dude, I tell you what, honestly, I don't mean to shit on Taylor, but like if you replace Taylor, that's a great fucking movie.
It is. It's a solid movie. We don't know. We haven't totally seen Taylor's full acting abilities.
That's right.
Okay.
We
Okay.
don't know. She's made a
I'm
couple of
just
film
saying,
appearances,
if you give
but
me a call, I can
Yeah.
bring Jenna over to your movie and we make
okay.
Well,
Well,
she
make it
does pretend to be like the NFL football games. Does pretend to like that
That's
a lot.
right. She does.
That's
Yeah,
every
she's
week.
believable to be a fan of them. That she
Mhm.
knows what's going on out there. Yeah, I like
think
that.
about
That's
that.
right.
Yep.
You're right.
My team again is the leader Meryl Streep with super intelligence, Timothy Chalamet with a living beard, Alexandra Daddario, the freezing time momentarily with those ice blue eyes, and Rockjaw John Hamm. Now my team is based in Britain. I'm going to call it the Fassbender 4. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
I like
All right.
Yes.
Fassbender.
Thank you.
Even though it's not
Yeah.
in the on the team.
Nor is he British. It's good. It'd be
Yes.
great. Yeah.
Mhm. I like it. I like it. It's an authentic British name.
That's
Yes,
right.
I like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very
Why do you
traditional.
call yourself that? It just sounds British. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very
That's
good. Good shit.
Dean, you want to ask a quick question? You wrap it up?
Boys,
Yeah.
did you learn anything today?
I did. I learned, obviously, that we are a fantastic group of 3 friends, and we have fantastic 4 lineups, and that actually there's just one more fantastic thing missing from this podcast, and that it is an electric bike in your life. That's right. And I learned that only recently because I called our friends at RPM Bike Shop. I gave them a call on my cellular device, 330-808-7792 is what I hit. And I was like, hey, are you guys located in Carrollton, Ohio? And they were like, fuck yeah, we are. And I was like, cool. I was like, do you guys have a Facebook page I can go check that out? And they're like, of course we do. Just search RPM Bike Shop. And I'm like, awesome. And then I went to their website just to double check that, rpmbikeshop.com. There it was. And sure as shit, they had the most fantastic, even more than 4, if you can believe it, electric bikes for you to choose from that would fit perfectly into your superhero team today. So be sure to give our friends at RPM Bike Shop a call. You'll feel fantastic for sure. Oh.
Look at you.
Wow.
Look at you.
Look at me.
I learned that none of us know a British accent. Thank you.
That's not true. I corrected every one of you fuckers every time. I do.
I learned the same thing, that all of us are horrible at detecting what people sound like in England.
Yeah.
Clearly, but we all would be fine with having John Hamm do anything in our lives.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
That is the single biggest takeaway of this podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Very good. All right, gentlemen, we have done it.
That's it. See ya.
Superheroes. We had James Bond.
No,
We've had-
we're gonna go. We're
Yeah.
gonna wrap this up. We're gonna put it under a
Take off.
nice tight bow,
Mm-hmm.
and Nick is going to lead us out. Correct?
I think I will. Guys,
But-
if you have... Okay.
But I think Nick needs to lead us out as a British James Bond.
Mm.
Nikolai.
You're just testing to see if I actually know a British accent, aren't you?
Well, you didn't want no one fucking earlier.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Harvey. You're in luck. Because I do, in fact, understand what a British accent sounds like. And so do probably many of you who listen to us on Convincing Idiots, because it's certainly not on this show. So please feel free to find us on all of your favorite social media accounts. They can be found by simply going to Google and typing in Convincing Idiots Linktree. That's LINKTREE. That's right, that's in the Queen's English there, ladies and gentlemen. You can also find us on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, without further ado, for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am the Regal Millennial Nick.
I am the Zennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you that 75% of Americans are horrible at geography?
It's the three of us.
Yeah, but you guys probably 75%.
Everybody, Gen X Brian with Millennial Nick and Zennial Dean. You know, we need more people besides Nick's mom watching us. Give us a like and subscribe.
Ham grape.
This week on Convincing Idiot, we talk about something called the Cheeto Czar. It's a Cheeto shaped as a...
Episode 232.
I thought you were going next.
I thought you were messing up. Like,
No.
Oh, Brian's like, I'm sorry, it just wasn't very good. I just assumed it was an accident.
yeah.
That's why I kind of faded off.
Yeah. Oh. No, it wasn't even accidentally usable.
I'm sorry. All right. Christ. All right. What ending should I do to let you know?
Fucking do it again, but
I
good
got it,
this
I
time.
got it.
Like fucking.
I got it. I got it.
I'd just go an old man Harvey on the
That's
fucking...
fine. If you stop talking, I'll jump in. That's fine. Don't
Okay.
worry. It's okay.